you so much for joining in. It is a pleasure to talk to you guys tonight. It is July 6th, uh, July 6th of 2023. I am extremely happy to talk to you guys tonight. Hopefully that you're receiving notifications. If not, well, we are going to continue. Why is nobody talking about the movie? And even though they're not even talking about it, mainstream media is not talking about it. The movie's receiving more audience than what Indiana Jones has already been promoting. And the movie Sound of Freedom is basically a really important movie right now to show the aggressiveness of what is child trafficking and human smuggling and child abuse. That is one of the things that is extremely important to show. But I am extremely shocked of certain media that they're not promoting this movie. And certainly we need to understand that the United States of America, it is the #1 buyer for child trafficking and for pedophilia. The provider for this to continue, it is Mexico. As you have two countries that are aiding and abetting this to continue, it is unbelievable that this is not a priority. That this, what is happening, human trafficking, it is not a priority. You have a Biden administration who it does not care about what it is happening. It is unbelievable. And the only people that they were talking about it are people that they're independent media, independent journalists. That's the only thing. Other than that, mainstream media, it is not going to talk about it because they're considering creating hysteria, fear mongering, and a conspiracy theory. They're going to say that this is a lie. Why? Because they don't want to show the reality of what is happening, and it affects directly the direction of this current administration has been a complete disaster. The Biden administration and Alejandro Mayorkas, they have not put this problem as a priority in their hands. Not to just brag about it, but the past administration, there's a video that my manager just sent me where Tim Ballard, it is sitting down with Donald Trump, and it is telling him, we have a huge problem at a border. This should be a priority. And they put that as a priority. It is unbelievable. There's a comment. I'm surprised you haven't seen this going on with all the migrants that you have filmed in the past. You're surprised that I haven't seen what? I have been showing all the crisis that has been going on towards children for more than 5 years. I'm talking about mainstream media. They're not talking about this. And it is unbelievable that, when you have this kind of platform and they're not giving them and they already knew, Gene Caviezel, Eduardo Verástegui, a Mexican that directed this movie and produced this movie, and Tim Ballard, that is basically his life about him, but he's the main character. But let me just tell you, the most important thing about this is that they already knew that they were going to get censored. And they already knew that they were going to get, flagged. And they were not going to get the promotion that they want to. Why? Because a lot of Hollywood, they're involved in pornography and child pornography and pedophilia. And they are involved with all of this disgusting normalization that a minor should be with an older man, or, and that should be a practice of choice. And this is the evilness. It just, in a way, I'm glad that happened this way because it shows the lack of responsibility of your congressional and Senate on both sides, the uniparty, on both sides, on the Democrats and on the Republicans. It shows you that there are only a few that they are speaking out about this. And the movie was made in 2018. Yes, I know that. They started filming it in 2018. But it is a reality that, now that it's being exposed like this, it's good. It's good that we are seeing and that we are watching how people are getting censored, because it shows you the real monsters and the evil that is behind certain platforms and certain channels of mainstream media, that they do not want to talk about child trafficking and child abuse, and also women trafficking. It is so sad that you will see that, and it is more concerning that you will have a United States government that doesn't have this as a priority. Unbelievable. This is not a priority for and we know the Biden administration is completely incompetent to handle the immigration issue and the safety in the borders. And they have a horrible way to have a collaboration and to create allies instead of closing doors. Instead of opening doors, they're closing doors. It is unbelievable what is happening. Mainstream media is completely blocking this. Telemundo, Univision, and you already know all the fake media, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, Democracy Now!, Daily Beast, all of these CNN, all of these disgusting mainstream medias that they just lie and lie and lie and lie. They're not going to talk about it. Why? It's so conservative. Why? But if they would talk about, if that movie was published by a mainstream media that it was leftist, believe me, they will be receiving right now awards and this and that and recognitions over here and recognitions over there, and let's just push this to continue. Hollywood will be like it's nominated for an Oscar. Why it couldn't be nominated for an Oscar? It has to be nominated. Nominated for a Grammy, nominated for an Emmy, nominated for whatever. It will be all over the place. But because it shows the evilness of what this current administration has created, a crisis, has created another crisis, that is the devastation of uncontrollable border disaster, and also the rising of the cartel, because the cartel, it is the one that controls the borders now. It is obvious. It is obvious that everybody knows that the organized crime, it is the one that is managing all of this, managing all of this. And it is unbelievable that these kind of individuals, they're getting blocked. It shows you massively what can be done to platforms like us. Little guys, the little guys, the middle, the guys that they have little platforms, 100,000, all these platforms, right? These platforms, imagine if these people, that they have millions of people watching them, they can easily be flagged, red flagged, and censored. So imagine what they can do to you, me, that you want to speak out and talk about this kind of situation that is an aggravated situation. Child trafficking, child abuse, and human trafficking. It is a reality of an aggravated problem that has been occurring for years. We have been documenting this for years now. We know what kind of aggressiveness and what kind of problem we're facing. I have been telling you guys for years, this needs to stop. More than anything, we have been advocates to stop child trafficking, and we have said it since we started. Broadcasting in English, I started in 2018. Since 2018, I have said continuously, stop child trafficking, stop child abuse. I have said it continuously. In all my videos, you can see it. This is a problem that is occurring in two countries, Mexico and the United States, and it is the number one buyer of child pornography, pedophilia, child trafficking. It is the United States. The provider, it is Mexico. It is the canal for them to get it over there. Something needs to be done. Somebody needs to speak out. And these men were the ones that they're speaking out. Mel Gibson has been completely, open about this. Eduardo Verástegui, you guys are just getting to know him. He's a great man. Tim Ballard has been in the fight for so many years. I don't know how many years he has been. Jean Caviezel has done some movies really since The Passion of the Christ. It has changed. Since The Passion of the Christ, Jean Caviezel has changed completely. But I will tell you, we have been doing it for almost 5 years now. And we have shown you how hard it is for a child to be abused in a caravan, in certain places where they migrate, in a border. It's unbelievable what it's happening. And this is the most concerning thing is that in the past, and this is not bragging about Trump, this is not kissing his feet, this is not about licking Orange Man, Orange Man. The past administration, Trump addressed this problem. He sat down. My manager just sent me this video. He sat down with Tim Ballard and they talked about this. Tim Ballard says, I was an agent for the government for so many years. I know this that is happening. This needs to be a priority. And Donald Trump started saying, this is a priority. We need to stop this. We need to protect the children. Because it was Donald Trump, it was labeled as racist, fascist, bigot, narcissist, xenophobic, transphobic, white supremacist, conspiracy, fearmonger, creating hysteria. All of the stupid language that they use. Imagine those words, but put in a Democrat president. That would have been something that everybody would clap on. But because it was that man, nobody was putting attention to it. On the opposition. What are the... And Mexico has a big problem. Is the corruption with the cartels. The cartels control everything. We know that. We know that. I live over here. I know that. The most aggravated problem right here that I'm seeing, it is that the Republicans and the Democrats, now it is considered a uni-party. A few that I can count are speaking about this. Marsha Blackburn, Ted Cruz, Josh Howell, Jim Jordan. There's a few that I can count that they're speaking about this. The abuse towards children. And the people that they were advocating, crying at a fence in El Paso, Alexandria Ocasio, not talking about it. Veronica Escobar, not talking about it. Rashida Tlaib, not talking about it. Ilhan Omar, not talking about it. Nobody on the Democratic Party, of course, Chuck Schumer, #1 provider for NGOs in the state of Baja, not talking about it. Shifty Shift, not talking about it. Gavin Newsom, not talking about it. Nobody is talking about it. And you have certain Republicans, because they are comfortable with their monthly pay and their position, and they don't want to lose it. They don't want to be attacked. They want to be an imperialistic senator or a congressman like Nancy Pelosi, 70 million years in position. That is what they want. And that is the uni party. And that is the big problem in your country right now. Huge, huge problem right now. Because there's no opinion now. It is just they carry out. They lost the values. They're losing the value of every political party. Let me tell you. A lot of people are. I'm not going to agree to disagree. But the only one that I can see that it can bring back what the Democratic Party was before is Robert Kennedy Jr. Is the only one that I see. He's a populist. And is the only one that I can see. Before, he was supporting this, he was supporting that. I care about now. I care about now. And the only one that it can bring back the Democratic Party to where it was is Robert Kennedy Jr. The Republicans, it is a complete mess. It's a complete mess, as the Democratic Party is a complete disaster. But the Republicans is a complete mess. You have a lot of sellouts. And when you're talking about draining the swamp, it is the swamp inside of the Republican Party. It is that swamp that is holding back the values of the republic. And now you have a uni party, which they don't care about this problem. This is a huge problem. For God's sake, they're trafficking children in your face. And you're not doing anything about it. You're normalizing this like this is just something that has happened. And it is not even concerning. Number one priority in the United States, it is to send money to Ukraine. You have a problem over there, and we understand that. We understand that. Okay, you have a problem. You want to support it? All right. But that shouldn't be a priority, for God's sake. Your country, it is going through a crisis in the borders and also a an inflation problem, homeless problem. You know what is a priority in the United States? You know what is a priority in the United States? Gender identity. To know your pronouns. To educate the kids in schools with drag queens. To know that trans kids matter. That is extremely important. That is a number one priority. To know trans rights. That is a priority. Number one. That is number one priority in the United States right now. Gender identity. If you want to identify as a cat, you need to respect that. That is a priority. Not only that, the war in Ukraine, giving away trillions, 71,000 million euros. That is the quantity that's how you read it in Europe and in Mexico. 71,000 million euros have been given out to Ukraine. That is a problem. And that is a priority. Homelessness, inflation, insecure border, that is not a priority. Trafficking of children, not a priority in the United States. Women's being smuggled and women being trafficked and abused, sex slavery, that is not a problem. The trafficking of organs, that is not a problem. Because according to the left and the communist progressives, that is creating hysteria and a conspiracy theory. That is what it is. And that's QAnon, which I don't like at all. I completely despise QAnon, really. I really do not like QAnon. That is the way they will label you. And the Uni Party in the United States is the one that is drowning their priorities as a country. And you can see that right now by basically you are watching in your face how this movie, I'm not promoter of the movie or not, but it opens up the topic to child trafficking and child abuse. And that will open you up into what the real problem is. You know what the comeback is going to be of Hollywood? Get ready. This is my prediction. You can call it a conspiracy. You guys want to know? Press 1 if you guys want to know. And then, if I'm accurate, press 2. Press 1 right now if you guys want to know how the communist progressives and the Democratic Party and Hollywood, it is going to come back to overshine this movie. This is how they're going to do it. They're going to let this movie go. They're going to let this movie play out. And then they're going to make a movie about, there's going to be 2 things that they have an option. two things. Hollywood, it is going to make a movie about January 6th, number one, to come back to this movie, or they're going to make a movie about global warming. That is the comeback. And I am just putting out a prediction on how they are going to basically overstep into a real problem that is child trafficking. And Hollywood is going to be like, okay, you want to play like that? All right, let's make a movie about global warming. Easy. And you will get all these crazy environmentalists talking about it. And then they're going to blame global warming about child trafficking. And they're going to use it to their advantage. Oh my God, there's two steps ahead. They're going to be, thank you for promoting that. Well, now we have an agenda that we can blame. Now we can blame that child trafficking it is happening because of global warming. You know, it is a reality. They are going to do that. That is the consequence of bringing truth. They're already prepared on how they're going to come back with this. They're going to push the narrative of global warming. Yes, this is child trafficking happens because the natural disasters that they are happening in their countries, that is because of global warming. We need to put more emphasis on global warming. That is what we need to do. And damn, all of a sudden you have the story of Greta Thunberg in a movie. All the environmentalists fighting over. Am I right or am I wrong? This is my prediction. My prediction. This is not a conspiracy. It is a prediction that possibly can happen. I'm almost there. I'm almost there thinking about it, really. It's the way that Hollywood works. And because Hollywood right now, it is going to get exposed, and it is being exposed right now, they need to be smart about it. And they're going to start campaigning about global warming or the January 6th thing or something else that it will basically, make them understand like that. How's everybody doing? Good evening to all. It's late. I'm tired. Tomorrow I have a big day. I will put out a photo that tomorrow I have a new challenge that I took right now in my life. So tomorrow I'm starting that. Nobody cares about the award shows anymore. The people that they do not believe in them, they do not care. But the people that they do, they still do. That's why there's a lot of people. And sadly, it is your new generation. I'm not lying about it. It is the reality. We have a new objective tomorrow, starting tomorrow. I will publish a photo just to let everybody know. And 2 books are coming out. Another thing that I am working on that is going to be a complete overwhelming challenge also to do that. And it's exhausting. We have been working for now. It's been 3 days, and it's been like 3 days nonstop with the editorial and also with the writer working consistently for these 2 books to come out. And it's not easy to put out a book, man. It's not easy and it's not cheap. So I want to thank my angels in life for helping me with everything that it has been done. And also the networks and all that kind of stuff. I like your shirt. It's not a shirt. It's a jacket. It's a jacket. It's kind of like Hawaiian, kind of Californian. That's what it is. So may God give you the strength you need, Oscar. Looking forward to reading your book. Thank you so much. Is all of this happening at the border? The majority, yes. The evil lies around throughout the world. The ripple effects of these lies are deadly. Yes, you're writing books. Sign me up. Uh, I am going to put out 2 books. I'm not writing them. I have a team behind it. An editorial came to me and they asked me if I wanted to if I wanted to publish a couple of books. One of them, it is going to be called The Darien and the Caravans. It has been uh, exposing what I have seen in the nine caravans that I have walked in the immigration issue, and also my travels to the United States, Central America, and South America, and ultimately the Darien. The next book, it is going to be about my life, and ultimately it is going to be directed to the people that they are deported, returned back from the United States from committing a mistake, and also to the migrants that they have been, been returned and deported. To tell them that there's opportunities everywhere, and also to educate the migrants on how they should, do their process in terms to not explain to them how they should do it, but ultimately guide them and to say this is the correct way. Do not use these routes as coyotes, traffickers, and fraud lawyers that they are just abusing them. So I am going to write both of them. There's going to be pictures and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be in Amazon being sold in English and in Spanish, digital, and also in audio in English and in Spanish. Uh, so it's going to be out there for people to buy. Hopefully, we will, uh, you know, uh, we will put it out. It's a long way to go, and it's a long work to be done. It's a lot of work to be done. Making a book is not that easy. But I'm really excited about it because now I can publicly speak about my past and help people to not commit that same mistake. And it is just, it's going to be unbelievable. And I'm really excited about it. I'm extremely excited about it to do that and to put hope in other people's lives that they can change for the better. Print versions, of course, absolutely. We're going to have, with the editorial, we're going to have some printed versions. And also, I'm going to sign some books for people that they want a signed book. Well, I will have a different process for that. To if they people want a signed book, well, we will have a different process for that. But I'm so happy about this. They approached me and they wanted to do this since last year. I was really sketchy about it. I was doubting about, doing it, talking about, my past and also my work. It involves a lot of, time. So last year I didn't have that much time. I was really busy traveling Central America and South America. This year it started exactly the same. And more work. We crossed the Darien. We went to Panama 3 times. We went to Bogota. We went to the borders of Venezuela, and we still have more trips to come on incoming months. We still have more countries. Hopefully, first in God, and the Virgin Mary of Guadalupe, they can protect us, and we can continue to travel more countries. But they asked me like several times, and they said, "Hey, come on, do it." And we were just sitting down, was drinking a cup of wine, and I was just looking at the guy, and he's a doctor in history in a college over here in Baja, and I just looked at him and I said, "All right, let's do it." And uh, and he said, "Are you sure?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "It's going to be amazing." I said, "Well, Hopefully it is. So we decided to do it. And of course, we received the support, the main support for us to continue to do it, because it is a matter of an expense that is to do 2 books, and also to do the traveling and all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of like, it's a challenge for me to do it. I'm extremely happy to take this challenge. And Michael Young is doing another track soon. All of you are incredible. Yes, we are going to meet up. I just talked to him today, to my inspiration and my motivation, Michael Young. And also I talked to one of the other people that they're my role models, Mr. Chuck Colton, today. So I talked to them both today, and we were talking about specifically the routes that they're going to take on the border. So the books, yes, they're going to come out, and we are excited about it. And we're going to put some pictures in there, and hopefully it will please you guys, and it will reach to more people, as our documentary has reached almost 800,000 views in YouTube. And also it has been seen in more than 48 countries. So I am really proud of that. I'm really proud of our documentary. It started slow, but then it picked up all of a sudden by the hundreds of thousands, and it picked up massively, and I'm extremely happy about it. And not only that, I am happy now with this challenge that we are going to take. So God bless you all. Thank you all for your support. We are going to call it a night. We have a couple of things to do. Let me put my shoes on. I took my shoes off. I'm really tired, so I took my shoes off. I'll put my shoes on. So I'm hoping that when it's almost ready, and when it's almost done, I will be promoting it. I'm making a couple of videos that I'm taking a little while, because I have to do them correctly to put them locals. And they have to be done correctly, because one mistake, it can easily, considered it as, not done well. But I'm working on 2 videos. And also, after that, I will make a video about the books, and I will make it public and leave it there for everybody if they want to ask, or they want to ask what is going on and what is happening. So thank you so much for joining in. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Be safe.